What you are about to read is the product of time spent thinking, researching, and talking to my friends about this said topic. Please enjoy. I don't know if this is the correct place for this, but I had to get it out somewhere. Part 1. Anatomy. Are they metal? Are there seats inside? According to a Pixar short entitled Pixar Studio Stories, an animator relays the tale of animating the final scene in which McQueen produces a map to show Sally.
He ponders many ways that he can show her the map as he has no hands. At 0:38 seconds into the video, he states that McQueen can't open his doors because, and I quote, that's where his brains are. Meaning that the cars at least have a brain, and the engine is more akin to the heart. Meaning consciousness resides in the brain, not the engine. This will be important later. More to back up the claim that cars have internal organs is a deleted scene entitled Hiccups, in which McQueen gets hiccups from drinking too fast. Hiccups are caused by involuntary contractions of the diaphragm, further supporting the argument that the cars have internal organs. However, this is where things get tricky. In a deleted scene called Community Service, McQueen dreams that Doc and Sheriff take out his engine and put it in the body of a steamroller. When McQueen wakes up, he is fully aware of who he was and what his body looks like. He refers to his race car body as his many times. This seems to imply that the engine is the center of consciousness, not the brain. Now, which one of these sources is more correct? Naturally, I would say the first one, as it is directly stated by an animator after the production of the movie. The second source is more ridiculous. It is a deleted scene from 2002 and a dream sequence to boot. I go with the first one. Another deleted scene, also from 2002, entitled Lost, depicts a car graveyard with no internal organs anywhere to be seen. But I am going to discount this, as it is a deleted scene from early in production when the universe wasn't as established. Some official sources contradict the idea of cars having internal organs altogether. A Mater's tall tales, called Tokyo Mater, shows Mater emerge from a bay in Tokyo. After appearing to have driven the distance from Radiator Springs, AZ to Tokyo, he drives out of the ocean, implying that he drove on the seafloor to Japan. This is ludicrous. Also, in Moon Mater, Mater wears his space helmet over his eyes, not his mouth. Also, the space shuttle has no helmet. Can it breathe in space? We will get back to anatomy later. Trust me. Part 2. Historical events. One of the main characters, Sarge, is a WW2 veteran from the Battle of the Bulge. His mere existence confirms WW1, WW2, the Cold War, the Vietnam War, the Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, the Russian Revolution, and everything else that spawned from those events and all of the influential figures in those events. Car Hitler, Car Stalin, Car Lenin, Car Castro, Car JFK, and more. What type of car was Hitler? An Austrian car. But Arnold Schwarzenegger is a Hummer, which is produced in Indiana. Hitler was born in 1889, and according to Google, the only car invented in 1889 was the Stahlradswagen. Was he one of these? Look them up. They're hilarious. If there was a car Hitler, then there is a car Holocaust, which is just depressing to think about. Did car Hitler also commit suicide? Or did the car Soviets get to him first? In Cars 2, cars are seen taking off their tires while going through DSA at the airport. If tires are to the cars, what shoes are to us? Then this implies the existence of car terrorism, as we take off our shoes due to the failed shoe bomber in December of 2001, and the existence of the TSA implies the existence of cars 9/11s, as the Transport Security Act was passed in 2001 in a further response to 9/11s. So, who committed cars 9/11s? Did cars hijack a sentient plane, or was the plane a member of the terrorist organization? And if there was a car Cold War after WW2, then that also implies the existence of every U.S. president during that time. Was Cars JFK shot while inside a car on a tour route in Texas, or was he driving around himself? And who killed Car JFK? Is it a huge conspiracy like it is to us? Or did they solve it? Was there a Car MLK? A Car's Malcolm X? Car segregation? Car Jack the Ripper? Dinosaurs are confirmed, but it is also confirmed that the earliest form of sentient life in the Cars universe coincided with the dinosaur source. But the cavemen are simply stone wheels? Part 3 Religion. There is a car pope. This implies the existence of the car Catholic Church and, as a result, car Jesus. As stated in the previous segment, the cavemen were stone wheels, but it is impossible to date that source. However, earlier in the same video, Mater travels to a Roman Colosseum where the gladiators are chariots. So if the people of each time period is whatever is the main transportation method of the time, does that mean that Jesus was a camel or a donkey? No. The most popular transportation methods of the time were donkeys, oxen, and camels, which obviously does not help me to answer my question. Excluding those, however, other prominent methods were chariots and the caravan. Jesus could be either one of these. Personally, I choose to lean towards caravan, as he knows some type of animals exist in this universe, such as bugs and dinosaurs. Who is God? Who is the Cars version of God? In the first movie, Mac makes a reference to the manufacturer 034. So, suppose the manufacturer is God and created everybody. As far as I could tell, there isn't a reference to another religion in the main Cars canon, so we'll have to just leave that one part for miscellaneous. Where do the cars come from? Who is making the new cars? And new cars are being made. The King is a 1970 Plymouth Superbird, Chick Hicks is a 1987 Buick Grand National, and McQueen is a 2006 Chevrolet Monte Carlo NASCAR. So new cars are being made and produced each year. The brand Ferrari exists, implying that Enzo Ferrari exists. Do cars build other cars in workshops? Do they just appear? In Cars 2, Francesco Bernoulli shows his mother, and that brings up the question of car reproduction, which I am sure Rule 34 has answered for me. What separates a car from a bug or something else that has no sentience? Here is the return to anatomy that I mentioned earlier. This single topic is what prompted me to do this. Where are the boobs? In the first movie, Mia and TIA flash their headlights 032 at McQueen, implying that headlights are boobs. Seems fair enough, right? Wrong. All cars in this universe, bar the Piston Cup cars, have headlights. So do boy cars have boobs too? No. In Cars 2, there is a car with eyes in the headlights. So headlights are not boobs. They're just a thing unless this car got their eyes transplanted to their boobs. In Cars 1, the truck stop says convertible waitresses, meaning topless. But as we covered, the brains are in there. So that's more horrific than anything. Are they the wing mirrors? No. Male cars have wing mirrors? Are they in the engine? No. The engine is the brain. In the end, we may never know. Final thoughts. Holy car Moses, I cannot believe that I sat here doing this for 3 hours. What has my life come to? I might be reading too much into a universe where cars talk and have adventures, but I don't care. What else am I supposed to do? Schoolwork? No, I'd rather find out what car Jesus would be now that I'm an expert on the topic of cars. But now I must sleep, for I am tired. Good night all.